Skeleton Bob, the jelly cat. Annabeth is my favourite character of all time. But, of course, I've given it 5 stars. Hi friends, my name is Millie and welcome back to another weekly reading vlog. So I am very excited for the books I'm going to be reading in this reading vlog. First of all, let's acknowledge all of the Funko Pops. I never normally film from this angle or spot in my room, and you can see all of the Funko Pops up there. They're looking great. You can tell how obsessed I am with them, and it's also revealing my obsession with Spider-Man up here. I have like 14-ish Spider-Man Funko Pops, if you count the Peter Parker one as well. Spider-Man is my favourite superhero though, so it's absolutely fine. I think I have like all of the ones that exist, apart from one of the Night Monkey ones, which I am very desperate to track down. But anyway, now you know the books that I want to be reading. So I'm very excited for both the books I'm about to start. I have 2 books to start. So I have both my NetGalley one and my physical read, because I've just finished both of my NetGalley and physical reads, and I'm excited for this one, but I'm also a bit nervous because I've had this on my TBR since September 2023, which is not that long to be fair, but I just feel bad that I haven't read it yet. It is If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. So this is the gorgeous fairy lit edition, so you've got like the really pretty sprayed edges, and it's stunning, this edition. You have really pretty end papers, a really pretty printed hardcover, and a reverse dust jacket as well. So If I Have to Be Haunted, I'm very excited to read this one. I've just been putting it off for absolutely no reason. I think I was first putting it off because I didn't get around to reading it last spooky season, so last October, and then I was like, oh, I'll just leave it till next October, and now I'm regretting it because I feel really bad that I haven't read it after owning it for over a year. That is the story with most of my fairy loot books though, is I just very rarely tend to read them, which is so bad because obviously I'm paying quite a lot of money for them. But anyway, that's a whole other discussion. If I Have to Be Haunted is a YA fantasy, but it is like paranormal, so you've got ghosts involved in here. Kara is just trying to stay on top of all her classes, excel at her extracurriculars, and prepare for college, which means not speaking to the dead, an ability she inherited from her grandmother. Ghosts are trouble, and Kara doesn't need to add their problems to her own. But then she stumbles upon the body of Zach, the super popular but very newly dead high school golden boy, in the woods, and guess what? He wants her to resurrect him. Cue trouble. And then this little blurb at the bottom says, it touches on the power and conflicts of mother-daughter love, first romance, and finding your place in the world while honouring your culture. So I'm excited for that. I love anything that kind of has to do with ghosts. It feels perfect for October, for spooky season, so hopefully I'll really like it. The edition is stunning as well, so obviously I don't want to dislike it and then have to unhaul the gorgeous edition. My NetGalley read is going to be Gorse by Sam K. Horton. So this is, I don't know if it's technically fantasy, I think it is, but it's far more historical than it is like fantasy focused. So it's set in Cornwall in the 1700s, and I think it's like kind of a fantasy-ish take on like Poldark almost, which I absolutely love Poldark. Like I would, and my whole family agrees, would just rewatch Poldark forever, like just on a loop constantly. Like it is so good. I said this in my October TBR video, but if you have not watched Poldark yet, please go and watch it. Like it needs, I know it got a lot of recognition when it was obviously airing, but it needs even more recognition. Like Poldark is just top tier show. But anyway, Gorse, I can't actually remember all that much about it. I'm gonna get my iPad and find out. Okay, so Gorse is The Bear and the Nightingale meets Poldark. I love The Bear and the Nightingale as well. That's like an amazing historical fantasy trilogy. Very wintry, just top tier fantasy, honestly. So it's shaping up that I'm gonna love Gorse. It's like 2 of my favourite things meeting. It doesn't have very many reviews on Goodreads. It came out on the 12th of September, so over a month ago, and it's only got like 66 reviews and 97 ratings. That's not a lot. I thought it would have more than that. I think it hasn't. I haven't really seen it marketed anywhere, and I definitely don't think we got it into like my branch of Waterstones anyway. So I don't know. It's just, hopefully this will bring it some recognition if it is good. So it is saying that for years the villagers of Mayakum have turned to their keeper, the old and battle-scarred Lord Pelagius Hunt, mediator between the worlds of men and fae, for help. But this is a time of change. Belief in the old ways has dimmed, kindled instead in the Reverend Cleaver's fiery pulpit. So it is dealing with religion. I forgot about that. I don't love books that deal with religion, but we'll see. Nancy Bly is determined to do what Pell will not, maintain the balance between the fae and the human world, be the keeper that he refuses to be. And it says it is a poignant and lyrical examination of faith, love and grief. What do we choose to believe in, and how does that shape who we are? So I'm intrigued. I'm nervous that it has not been reviewed or read by very many people, but it does feel like it's going to do a lot with folklore and stuff. So maybe kind of like a darker... It's giving darker Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, that kind of vibe. I mean, it's obviously completely different, but it's giving that kind of vibe, but a lot darker, not as whimsical as Emily Wilde. So I am intrigued, and I love the cover for it. The cover is absolutely stunning, so hopefully I'll really like it. Who knows? But yeah, I am going to get started on reading If I Have to Be Haunted in a minute. But first of all, I wanted to introduce you to my newest pride and joy. It is Skeleton Bob, the Jellycat. Of course, I had to buy him for myself. So I had seen him being advertised on the Jellycat website like a few months ago, and I immediately fell in love, and I was like texting my mum, I was showing my dad. It's like, oh my god, I need to get him, like he is the love of my life. And then I kept putting off buying him. Obviously Jellycats are expensive, and we didn't have him in store, he wasn't on the website, anything like that. But then a few days ago I checked the Waterstones website and there he was. So obviously I ordered him because I get a bit of a discount on Jellycats, and yeah, I just needed him in my life. And I am so glad that I did, because he is absolutely stunning. He is so smiley, he's so spooky, I just adore him. He's gorgeous. Like, how can you not love him? He's so cute. So yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed. I've made a little spooky, well, I changed my bedding to be spooky bedding today, and I've set up like a little spooky Jellycat corner, because I also have gotten the vivacious pumpkin. I'm not sure what about this pumpkin makes it vivacious. I don't know if it's like, I don't know what makes it vivacious. I feel like it's one of those Jellycat things where you have like the fuddle waddle things, the vivacious things. I don't really know what it counts as, but I absolutely love it, and it does match Violet's pumpkin. So me and my friend Violet have got matching pumpkins now, which why would you not? So yeah, there's a little spooky Jellycat corner on my bed, which I'm loving, and I just adore Skeleton Bob. He's literally just the best. So that's that. I also really need to stop buying Jellycats for myself and start buying Christmas presents, because Christmas is coming up. It is not even Halloween yet, but like everyone in the shop is doing their Christmas shopping, like customers and stuff, and even my colleagues, and it's giving me a very panicked feeling, because how can Christmas be coming around again? But why is everyone doing their Christmas shopping? Why is Christmas come around so soon? It's too soon. Anyway, I'm going to go and start reading If I Have to Be Haunted while making dinner. I'm very excited. It's not that long, it's 360 pages, so hopefully maybe I would finish this. I'm definitely not going to finish it tonight, but maybe I could try and finish it tomorrow. Depends how easy it is to read. YA fantasy does tend to be a lot quicker for me to read than adult fantasy, so hopefully I would be able to fly through this. We'll see. We'll find out. Let's go and start. Hi friends. Okay, so I am 160 pages into If I Have to Be Haunted, and it's taking like a very different turn to what I was expecting. So we've gotten to the point where, you know, the sort of enemy rival classmate Zach has died. He's turned into a ghost, and Kara is determined to help him come back to life for a price. She is charging him like $11,000 or something for this. But her grandmother is a ghost, and Kara's the only one who can see her, and her grandmother has basically told them about this possible antidote that they might be able to find, which might be able to help Zach come back to life. But they have to find it before Halloween, which is a week away, and Halloween is also Kara's birthday as well, actually. In order to find this antidote, they've basically gone into this liminal space, so like this other world essentially, and there is a lot happening. Like, they have ended up, like, they ran into a cannibal, they've ran into this world where there's these like man-eating plants and like a hill beast, and that's like where I'm up to, and I'm just like, whoa, this is way more involved than I was expecting it to be. I fully thought it was going to be far more along the lines of like Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. That's another YA kind of fantasy paranormal thing where you're trying to bring this ghost back to life, and I absolutely love Cemetery Boys, like one of my favourite books ever. But this one is like very intense and very involved and very complicated. Like, there is a lot going on, way more than I was expecting, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. It feels a little bit messy at the minute, but obviously we'll see how the kind of ending ties things up. I am intrigued about Kara's grandmother. I feel like she's got a bigger role to play than Kara suspects that she does, because her grandmother is like a class A ghost, so she's like really powerful, and she keeps drawing strength from Kara. And obviously I don't want to assume that her grandmother would be a villain in this story, but I'm kind of predicting that that may be the case. Who knows? So yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm gonna get back to reading in a second, but there's a lot going on, way more than I was expecting there to be. I have also got started Gorse by Sam K. Horton, but I am not very far into that, so I don't really have any reading updates for you with that one. I think I'm 10% in, so yeah, I don't really have any updates for you with that one, but I am enjoying the 10% that I've read so far, so we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, I'm going to get back to reading If I Have to Be Haunted. Hi friends. Okay, so I have finished If I Have to Be Haunted, and I have given this 4 stars, so I'm really happy that I've finally gotten around to reading this. It's taken me over a year, and I had it on my NetGalley shelf even longer than that, which is why it's felt like I've had it to read for forever. But I'm so happy I finally got around to reading it, and it is the perfect spooky read. Like, it is delightfully spooky, and it's very light-hearted, so it's a very like more, I guess you'd call it like spoopy read, but it was really nice. And once I got past, like, once I, you know, got my head around the adventure aspect of it and then going through these like liminal spaces, I was really enjoying that aspect actually. And there's actually definitely room for a follow-up to this. The epilogue was definitely very, very open-ended, and there was actually so much in like little hints in this book that really point towards there being a sequel. I completely thought this was a standalone. I haven't heard any rumours or whisperings about a sequel at all, but there's definitely like hints in here for a follow-up that I thought were going to be covered in this book but weren't, like to do with Kara's dad, to do with Kara's grandmother as well, because Kara is said to have the same eyes as her grandmother, and at one point in the adventure she comes across this ancient kind of creature who thought that she was someone else with the same eyes. So I feel like that's hinting towards maybe like a prequel or something, but there's definitely room for more in this world considering that epilogue. So I would definitely read a follow-up to this, and I would just really recommend this if you're looking for something light-hearted and spooky. It was really cute. I liked the romance in it. There was like a little rivalry between Zack and Kara, but it made for a really fun dynamic. The angle might have changed because I had to go and let my cat out, but yeah, I really had a good time with this, so I'm very happy to have finally read it. Now, with my NetGalley book, I have not read hardly any pages tonight. I think I've read like 5 more pages. I'm gonna read some more now before bed, but yeah, I can't really tell you anything more about Gorse yet. But I can tell you what my next physical read is going to be. So I wasn't really sure what book I wanted to read next from my October TBR. So I got my mum to choose and we're reading the next Percy Jackson book. So it is Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess. This is the stunning Waterstones edition. I am so happy that I managed to get this. Like, oh, it's just gorgeous. And of course, Percy Jackson is my favourite series of all time, so I'm very, very happy to be reading another instalment in the series. So these books, so you had Percy Jackson and the Chalice of the Gods was the sort of the start of a new trilogy following Percy Jackson, but kind of still part of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. And this is the second book, and the whole premise of this kind of new trilogy is that Percy needs recommendation letters from the gods in order to apply to college. So he needs 3 recommendations. He's gotten his first one in Chalice of the Gods, and now he's looking for his second one, and he's of course going on quests to get these recommendations set by the gods. And of course, Annabeth and Grover are along for the ride with him. You can see actually up here my Funko Pop of Annabeth. I love her. Annabeth is my favourite character of all time, of anybody. Annabeth is just my number one. So obviously I love getting to see her in the new Percy Jackson books, but I also obviously love Percy and Grover as well, and just the whole dynamic, the big 3, just favourite series of all time. So in this one, he is going to pet sit for the goddess Hecate, and they just need to follow her simple rules. 1, look after the pets like their lives depend on it, because they do. 2, don't touch anything, especially Hecate's magical potions. 3, see points 1 and 2. But then the trio find themselves with a giant goat, a destroyed mansion, and Hecate's terrifying and potentially deadly pets on the loose in New York City. Can Percy and his friends find the pets and restore order before the goddess returns? Oh, it just sounds so just everything. The series is everything to me. I have reread the Percy Jackson books more times than I can count, but as well as the Heroes of Olympus series. I just love Rick Riordan. I love these characters. I love the writing, everything. And this book just sounds like it's going to be so much fun. Like, a quest to find magical, terrifying, deadly pets in New York City. A race against time. Like, what more could you want? It sounds perfect. So I am very, very, very excited to get into this one. I love Percy Jackson. So I am very excited that that is going to be my next read. And I will probably not be starting that tonight. I want to try and read more, of course, if I can. So that is the plan. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow when I will have started Percy Jackson, the next Percy Jackson book. I'm in like the exact same jumper that I was in yesterday. Let's ignore that. I'm an outfit repeater. Plus, I'm getting lots of compliments on my jumper, so I'm like, yeah. Anyway, I am, how many pages in am I? I am 140 pages into Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess, and I am having such a good time. It's such a cozy series to me, like so comforting being with these characters and in Rick Riordan's writing style in this world. Like I love everything about this series. I love the characters so much, and this one is so funny. Like, you have these two pets. You have Hecuba, who is a hellhound, and you have Gale, who is a polecat, and they've gone AWOL in New York City and they're trying to track them down. And it's so funny because obviously Grover is translating their animal speak, and that's very funny. And they've just found a little hellhound puppy called Nope, and he is absolutely adorable. But I just love being with Percy and Annabeth and Grover. Like, they are just my favourite characters, and it's so funny. I'm having an absolutely amazing time with it, so I'm hoping to try and get through quite a bit more today. Not sure how much. I didn't get through as much yesterday as I thought I was going to, but I was quite busy on my lunch for whatever reason. Just had quite a few things to get done, but I don't think I have that much to get done on my lunch today, so I'm going to try and read as much as I can. And then, really excitingly, we have someone from HarperCollins visiting our shop today, so that's gonna be really exciting. Obviously, we're not gonna be able to film that, but yeah, so that's gonna be really fun to meet someone who works in publishing. That's gonna be cool, and also to get some proofs. She said she's gonna bring a bag of proofs, so that is really fun, so I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, that's gonna be after my lunch. I am a bit more into, I've got to go back to work in like a minute, but I am a bit more into Gorse. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not that taken with it. I feel like it's just quite complicated in terms of the writing style, but it's also really short, so I'm not sure why. Like, it just feels really slow paced, so I'm hoping it kind of kicks up a little bit, because I'm just finding it hard to understand what's going on. And also, everyone has really similar names. Like, there's 3 characters. You've got Selen, Selen and Seren, and they're all completely different. Like, one of them's dead, but I can never remember who's who, so I'm finding that quite tricky. But yeah, I am enjoying it, so hopefully I will get a bit more into that later on as well. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to work now, and then later, on my lunch, try and read some more of The Wrath of the Triple Goddess. So I'm currently at my nanny and granddad's. I had a little sleepover here last night, so that was really lovely. And I finished Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess. I don't have it here with me, so I just have a picture on the screen. But of course, I've given it 5 stars. In what world do I not give a Percy Jackson book 5 stars, honestly? That's not a world I want to live in, a world where I don't give a Percy Jackson book 5 stars. That's when you know I've been abducted by aliens or whatever it is if I don't give a Percy Jackson book 5 stars. But anyway, it was so nostalgic, so heartwarming, comforting, and it was actually the perfect time of year to read it as well. I didn't realise, because maybe I should have, because it was about like the goddess Hecate, but it's set at Halloween, so literally I read it at the perfect time, perfect week. So I'm really glad I've read it now rather than like when it was first released, because it's a spooky season read, which I didn't even realise. I thought I was just reading it because it's Percy Jackson. So it is a spooky season read, so I'm really glad I've read it now. Absolutely loved it. 5 stars. So comforting and heartwarming and cosy and just lovely and so funny as well. I know I mentioned that, but it is so funny. I love Rick Riordan's writing style, so yeah, I'm really happy that I've read it. And I also actually finished Gorse and I gave that 3 stars. I liked the writing style. It was quite poetic and I liked the emotional scenes. I did get quite emotional when there were a couple of scenes between Nancy and Pell. There's kind of like, they kind of discover this like father-daughter relationship that neither of them wanted to admit to for their whole lives. like adopted, you know, like found family, that kind of thing. I really enjoyed that aspect, but I didn't love the execution of the rest of it. It was really slow paced and I felt like at times it needed a bit more to kind of keep you interested. Not that slow paced books are bad by any means, but this one I was just really struggling to like stay focused with it. That's why it's taken me so long to read. It was like 290 pages and it took me way longer to read than it should have. So yeah, and I feel like also it's meant to be the start of a series and it definitely should just be a standalone. I think it would have functioned much better just as a standalone. So yeah, I feel like there is a lot of potential with this author though, so I will keep reading. Just don't really know why it was pitched as The Bear and the Nightingale meets Poldark. It's definitely more The Bear and the Nightingale, but the only like Poldark aspect about it is that it's set in Cornwall and I don't feel like that's equivalent to Poldark. So anyway, I have now started my physical read next, which is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. I'm really enjoying this. It's kind of like cozy autumnal fantasy following Belladonna Blackthorn, who is a witch, and when you gain your magical powers when you're a witch when you're 15, and then when you're 30 you have to go through a trial that will kind of determine whether you've used your magic in a way that's like worthy for you to like keep it for the rest of your life. And like most people obviously do get to, but she kind of is almost ashamed of being a witch. Like she kind of doesn't really use her powers for anything like big, like she only uses them for kind of like really mundane spells like boiling the kettle, that kind of thing. So I'm 170 pages in, she's just been through the trial, but she is going to get a mentor, so possibly she's not going to have her magic taken away from her. She just needs to learn how to like embrace it and also to embrace herself. A lot of this book I've heard is really about embracing yourself and self-love, so I'm really looking forward to discovering that. But I'm having such a good time so far and it's just so cute and cozy. She's also a bookseller. She completely gets the ups and downs and the pros and cons of it, so that's really funny and interesting to read as well, like kind of recognizing my own experience in that aspect. So I think that's quite cool. I like that, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. So I'm gonna go and read a bit more and hopefully I will be able to maybe finish this today. I doubt it, because it's already like 4 o'clock and me and one of my friends are having a movie night tonight, so I don't think I'm probably going to finish this today, but hopefully I'll finish it this weekend before tomorrow morning, because tomorrow morning me and Violet are going to a cat cafe, so I'm very excited for that. You have to book it like weeks in advance. It's really popular. It's just opened up in the town where we live, and yeah, I'm really excited to go to the cat cafe with Violet, and I know she's read and I love Rewitch, so I am hoping to be able to finish it to discuss it with her. So I'll go and read a bit more of Rewitched now.
I know what you are.
friends. Okay, so this is going to be the end of the weekly reading vlog because I have finished Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. So I'm going to finish it here now that I've finished this book, and it is Sunday, so it's a good time to finish. So before I talk about the books, you'll have seen that I went to the cat cafe and I just got back from that, and it was just, oh, it was so cool. If you have a cat cafe near you, I would highly recommend going to one. We did have to book like weeks in advance for this, but it makes a lot of sense because you only have probably maximum 10 people in there at a time, and it means that the cats all have seats for themselves and it's not overwhelming, it's not too loud, and it's just, it works out so perfectly. So I would really highly recommend going to a cat cafe. It was so cute, money well spent, an hour well spent, just absolutely adorable. I just loved being in there with the cats. Oh, all of them were so cute. So yeah, it was very sweet, but it was nice to come back to my cat and to give him a cuddle and to be like, oh, you're my one. So yeah, I loved going to a cat cafe, and I also loved Rewitched. This was such a good book. I don't know whether it's going to be 4.5 stars or 5 stars. You'll have to wait for my end of October wrap up to find out my final rating on it. The only reason I'm not quite sure if it is quite a 5-star read is because sometimes the dialogue felt a little bit stilted, but I don't know if I want to like downgrade the rating just because of that, because I did love this. It was so cute, cozy, autumnal, the perfect kind of autumn fantasy book that you want to read at this time of year. And it actually really surprised me as well. There was a few plot twists that I was like, that was not what I was expecting. I predicted something else to happen, and that kind of did happen, but really not in the way that I thought it was going to. So I was quite shocked by what happened in here, but I just loved the coziness. It's kind of like found family, just really, really cute. So would highly recommend reading Rewitched. So in this vlog, we have finished 4 books. So we first of all finished If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun, which I really enjoyed. That was a 4-star read. Then had what was obviously going to be a 5-star read with Percy Jackson and the Wrath of the Triple Goddess. Loved this, so nostalgic. Then I read Gorse by Sam K. Horton, and that was a 3-star read, so that was kind of the only not great book of this video, because then we had Rewitched, which I loved. So this was actually such a successful vlog, like one of the most successful weekly reading vlogs that I've had in a while. Even though I didn't finish like as many books as I did in my last reading vlog, I did have some really, really great reads. So I'm really happy to have finally read all of these books, especially to have finally got around to reading The Wrath of the Triple Goddess, and also to have finally got around to reading If I Have to Be Haunted, because I've had that on my TBR for a while, as I've told you. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with what I've managed to read, and that I found some favourites. So yeah, I am very happy with the success of this reading vlog, and I've still got a lot of proofs which you saw, so excited to read those at some point in my life. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this weekly reading vlog. Let me know what you've been reading. Have you read the new Percy Jackson book yet, and what you thought of it, because obviously that was my 5-star read of this week. Have you been to a cat cafe? If you've gotten this far in the video, leave a cat emoji in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you wanna, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!